Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's MBA info session at Grenoble École de Management. We are delighted to have you here as we introduce you to our internationally recognized MBA programs and the unique experience of studying at GEM and, moreover, Grenoble. So choosing the right MBA is an important decision. And today we will provide you with insights about our three MBA programs and what makes them stand out. You'll learn about our program structure, global rankings, and mostly the incredible support that we offer to our international students. Plus, you'll get a glimpse into the life in Grenoble, so one of France's most innovative cities. We also have a dedicated Q&A session at the end, so feel free to type your questions directly into the chat and we will answer them following the presentation. So a quick look at our agenda today. We will introduce ourselves. Then we'll dive into our topic, International Student Services, and we are pleased to have an alumni success story. Then we'll cover MBA highlights, how to find out more, and the Q&A. So I am Ginny Hinderscheid. I am the head of marketing for the MBA, the DBA, and our executive MBA programs.
And I'm Chandra Dalpont. I'm the director of all the MBA programs, including our new tech EMBA.
I'm Sandrine Cortet, and I work at the International Student Integration.
Myself, Archana. So I graduated in the year 2025 for the MBA.
Great, well, thank you. And with that, I will hand it over to Sandrine.
Thank you. Bonjour, everybody. My name is Sandrine, and I work at the International Student Integration. We are here to help you feel at home in France, in Grenoble, and in Grenoble École de Management. We work with a lot of partners to help you find an accommodation and help you all over your journey at GEM with administration, a lot of bureaucracy in France. Be prepared, but we are prepared for you to go through the maze and to navigate the whole administration. We are here to inform you on many topics. Some of those are listed here: immigration, housing, insurance, banking, healthcare, French taxes, but also all the topics related to daily life, from the French gastronomy to culture, tourism, sports, and more. We have a lot of resources for you. First of all, we will contact you through a bi-weekly newsletter with topics such as immigration, accommodation, insurance, healthcare, and all other questions that you should be aware of before arrival. Once you arrive, we have other resources such as guides, brochure, a whole student portal for you, and some groups with other students and with staff and faculty. You can also email us your question. We have a digital help desk, and we answer 5 days a week. So we are here to guide you and to help you with any topics. So practically, you should expect to have monthly expenses from 900 to 1,300 euros per month. This is an average because it depends on your needs and on your expectation and on your plans. But in average, be prepared to have at least this amount monthly. And once you arrive at the very beginning, we advise you to have 2,000 euros on hand for all the expenses at the very beginning of your journey. Nine reasons to live in Grenoble, and there are many more, so I'm not gonna tell them all, but among them, we have a city full of life. The cultural life is very vibrant. Every museums are free. They are free. You can go as students, and you can also go to other sightseeing, such as places in the mountains. Only 20 minutes drive or bus riding, you can have you can go to the mountain very easily. We have 21 student association in the schools. In the school, other students are very welcoming with the international students. So you'll be welcome, and they will want to practice their English, Spanish, and other languages with you. And once you arrive, we organize welcome sessions. I think the video is will tell you what you can expect.
Hello, I'm from Morocco and I'm part of the PGE program. I'm working with the Student Integration Service here at GEM. Come and join me and see how the first day is going for the internationals.
I'm from Colorado in the United States, and I'm part of the Masters in Marketing program.
I'm from Norway.
I'm Lebanese.
I come from Denmark.
I'm from the Czech Republic.
I'm from Kazakhstan.
From Peru.
India!
It's my first time in France, and I'm really excited about being a student here at GEM.
So far, my experience in France is amazing.
When I came here, everyone was so nice, cooperative.
And I think people are very welcoming, and I like to be here. It's a very beautiful city.
The best part was being surrounded by mountains wherever I could go.
It's been amazing getting to explore the city and try all the new food and to continue to practice my French. And the more that I learn, the more and more I feel part of the community here.
I think for me, GEM is like the parents I wished I had, who took care of me like a baby. That's what they're doing with me, spoiling me a bit, but also getting me ready for the future.
I think the people is really helpful. If you have any questions, you can just ask. And people are really kind and really great impression so far.
Kind of nervous with all the different papers to get, but it's been really helpful so far with the school and everyone, so I'm not that nervous as I used to be.
I think that they provide us a lot of information for all the procedures and what it's coming to do here in order to live here in France.
It was very interesting. It was on a theme. It was thematic, sustainability. I think it's indeed relevant today.
It's been really nice to meet a bunch of other people that are in a similar situation to the situation that I'm in, and the staff here has been nothing but exceptional, from the communication that we were getting before we arrived in Grenoble to how everyone's been so friendly and welcoming. It's been probably the most exciting part for me, is to see how excited everyone is.
If you were to describe this experience in one word, what word would it be?
Definitely exciting. Yes, I'm so glad to be here.
Great learning experience.
Exciting.
An experience.
Adventurous.
I'm excited.
Encouraging.
Probably excited.
Very lively.
I would say incroyable.
Super excited and looking forward for the upcoming 2 years.
So now, you know how the international students feel about their first day. Again, welcome to GEM, welcome to your school, and see you soon.
Thank you. So if you have questions at the end of the session, I'm here to answer any questions related to your integration in France. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandrine. And with that, I would love to pass the reins to Arcana, our MBA graduate, who will share her experience and a little bit about why she chose GEM.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Good evening. So, have been working in Berlin right now. So in the company called ThinkCell, and the main reasons I chose GEM is because when I was working back in Schneider Electric from Bangalore, there were many colleagues who had studied in GEM, and they were in most of the managerial roles. And moreover, the reasons are they are more focused on innovation and technological management. As you could see, they are more emphasized on the digital transformation, which is perfectly was aligning as per my career aspiration, I could say. And as you saw through the video, there was more on the international exposure and diversity. There were more than 20 different nationalities opportunities when I was studying in GEM last year. So it was an environment where you can have a multicultural environment which will try to help you to build yourself globally when you try to start your career with. Then the next thing is on the hands-on learning. So we used to have GEM digital labs where we used to have different case studies, and we used to present those case studies which were based on the live company business challenges they're trying to face, which was even more benefiting for me. And moreover, it is based on the triple accreditation which you guys would have known. So we had the college is been accredited to three different global recognition, which is again a credibility to your graduate and in the job market as of now. So that is one of the main reasons again. And Grenoble as a place is very beautiful. So you will be always waking up in the morning to the mountains, which is completely filled in snow covered regions, and during your course time you will have a lot of time to go explore all around the places. So that is one of my main reasons to choose GEM. And if you have to have an exposure, if you wanted to build even more better during your course, make sure you have to pick up any particular challenges according to your subjects which you have, and try to work on those as the business related. What is the challenges, how do you overcome based on the skills which you're trying to gain over the period of time. So it could be one of the advice I could suggest as being the student over there, and try to build up your network. So networking is like you just not try to build your network, which is your particular to align to your roles or job. Try to get to know like how the different people are trying to bring in solutions for their company roles, and try to participate in more of the case competitions, which you will be getting more of the invites from the Grenoble event section there. So make sure you utilize all this when you're trying to be a student over there. Yeah.
That's excellent. Thank you for sharing your experience and this advice, which is really helpful because as you come, if you're attending the full-time global MBA, you've got 10 months, right? So
yes,
there's a lot to do in those 10 months to leverage your network, to really take advantage of your experience. So thank you. I'm sure we'll have some questions for you in just a minute.
Yeah.
And Chandra, would you like to highlight the MBA program for us?
Sure, not a problem. Already, thank you, Archana. It was great actually to see you because although we had most of our program here, we did here in Grenoble, we did do a visit to Berlin the year that you were working as a full-time student, and then it was wonderful to find out that you had found, just at the end of your course teaching sessions, you had already found a new job in Berlin, and to be able to see you just 2 weeks ago in Berlin, that was amazing. So I was grateful that you came out and said hi, and I thought that it was really important to have that touch point. And like you say, the networking is really important. So I think, as you said, like taking advantage of all the time and all the opportunities that you have during the MBA is so key. So thank you for bringing that up. That's an excellent point. Okay. So obviously we have 3 programs in our MBA portfolio at the moment. We currently are running our full-time program, which is what Archana was able to complete and graduate just recently. So that was amazing. And, it's a powerful program. It is ranked. It's been moving up in the rankings on the Financial Times. It's moved up 7 spots in the international. So we are now 89th in the world, which is fairly amazing. In this Silicon Valley-based spot in France, which you can see behind Ginny. I don't have my background on today, but Ginny, thank you for sharing yours. I think the video was pretty spot on, and Archana really, said it well, that, you wake up and every day you just, no matter what window you have, you're looking at something amazing, and it's quite breathtaking. So with our full-time program, you're going to be here in France for the 10 intensive, and you agree, Archana, right? Intensive months?
Yeah.
very intensive. And you also have your specializations. So you have the choice of the 4 specializations this coming year: the finance, the luxury, which is like marketing, entrepreneurship, and you also now have the new one that we've just run this year, which has been quite successful, of course, business analytics. So it's not a tech-focused specialization. Really, it's a business focus around data and AI. Value creation, ethics, sustainability, how to manage the implementation and teams, things like that. As Archana said, a very international student body, also very international professors, which is very interesting. You get really professors from all around the world, from Georgia to Lebanon to China to the Netherlands to the US. So really a bit of everywhere. And because we have a small group, you really get that interaction. So I think this is something important when you're thinking about doing your MBA, is really the size of the cohort as well. I've heard of groups that are running 800 people in their cohort, which I can't quite understand. But no matter how you divide that, it becomes quite anonymous. Whereas here, I think you build relationships that really last forever. I know because I've done it. I did the MBA and I graduated in 2016, and I still have WhatsApp groups where we wish each other happy birthday, and we find out, who's had a baby and what jobs everyone has, and what country people have moved to. So it's quite nice. So this focus is really for people who are still mid-career, but maybe earlier on, as is noted. The average age last year was 32. So this is pretty standard for our full-time, which is quite high compared to a lot of MBA programs. So you do have a lot of people, even like, for example, Archana, who came to us with already years and years of experience at Schneider. So it was quite substantial, the experience that she already came in with, and she was able to share her experience and her knowledge. And that's the richness of doing an MBA. And still have room for growth. We learned so much about being a resilient worker, being part of collaborative teams, intercultural teams. It definitely pushes you to the extreme, because it is a very intensive course, but very rewarding as well. So you just have to kind of take every advantage that you can out of it. We also have our executive MBA, in fact. So it is ranked actually top 50 in the world by the Financial Times and QS. And in this one, we actually have 2 international study trips. So this is an opportunity to come to France, but then also to explore 2 other countries within Europe, which is quite exciting. It really does give you even more exposure to understand. For example, we do tech in Berlin, like we did with Archana. We went in. Archana, do you remember the companies that we visited 2 years ago?
So it was, it was SAP, and it was on the printing,
3D printing,
and Deutsche
Bahn, the train company. We talked about innovation and AI use on the train lines to improve the functioning.
Yes, and I think Accenture.
Yes, and Accenture digital transformation. So it's called Accenture Song. Exactly, that's right. And that we were able to visit one of our alumni from the MBA, who's currently working at a very nice position at Accenture Song there as well. That was a nice welcome that they gave us. So with our executive MBA, you have 2 visits like that. So we're going to have another one around operations in another European country as well. This format is a little bit different. It's 18 months, so it allows you to continue working. And within the 18 months, you actually have 9 seminar, 1-week intensive classes. So you would come into Grenoble, or if you're based in Grenoble, which is fine, kind of a Monday through Friday program where we have 33 intensive hours of classwork, but you'll be able to explore the area, of course. And then after that, you're going to go into an online course. So you'll do the next 7 weeks online. So that will be touch points every other week with 2 hours in the evening. And then you have asynchronous work in between that. So this is a bit more flexible It also includes an executive capstone project rather than perhaps the fundamental thesis that we work in the global MBA. It also does not require a professional experience in addition because you're already working. And this is more for a little bit more mid to senior level executives. And I guess we can talk a little bit about the Tech Executive MBA, which follows a similar type of format where we do the 18 months of blended. Again, every 8 weeks you come in and you do a full week. And then every 2 weeks you have a touch point with the teacher on the next module every 2 hours in the evening. So we try to respect the work-life balance. We're trying to avoid putting classes on the weekends. And so to give you every other week to manage your life, your professional life, etc. Our Tech Executive MBA is quite exceptional because it is being run in conjunction and collaboration with the CEA. So the CEA has been noted as the world's most innovative research organization. So the world's most innovative research organization is quite impressive. It's based on the number of patents and innovations and spin-offs that they do create, and they are quite exceptional. We are usually able to visit them every year, even in the global program. We do, because they're literally just across the street from our labs, where we have some interesting classrooms, the playground and things like that, that if you see some of our other videos, I think we talk about that a little bit more. So in the Tech Executive MBA, we're really focused on a deep dive into 2 different sectors, and those sectors are very much in line with our ecosystem. One of them being the microelectronics industry. We have ST microelectronics, we have Soitec, we have applied materials, we have the whole supply chain, I would say, around microelectronics. And the research center in CEA really focuses heavily on, so it's called LETI, is really heavily focused on microelectronics. The other group for the deep dive is going to be the alternative energies sector. So here we're in an ecosystem. You know, if you know anything about Grenoble, it was based in hydroelectric. So we have Air Liquide, which focuses on hydrogen, that we just visited with the current group this year in the Innovation Center. We have GE for hydroelectric, and we have Schneider Electric, of course. We talk about that. So the connected, how things are connected, so the IoT. So really interesting, lots of site visits, lots of fab labs and R&D and production sites and guest speakers from all of these ecosystem that we have to teach you. So out of the 500 hours in the Tech Executive, 130 is dedicated specifically to understanding the market, the landscape, getting a global vision of each sector, and understanding the different applications of these technologies, the markets, the strategies, the challenges, the blocking points, etc. So it's built on top of our standard MBA. This is specifically for people who have an appetite for example, engineering, innovation, so scientists, so PhDs, engineers, things like that, focused around these industries. So either someone who's already in the industry who wants to get a wider view and look at business development, or someone who'd like to change lanes and get into this, but already has that type of mindset. So maybe I just wanted to wrap that idea up. So good. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you. And Chandra, why don't we take a little glance at some of the photos from the cohort from this year?
Sure.
Explain to us just briefly what we're seeing here.
So Archana probably recognizes some of the people in these photos from the Berlin mixer that we had. So we invite alumni, for example, from Berlin. This is, we were at the airport here. Everyone's got their hoodies. So everyone's excited to get their logos printed. They design their own hoodies. They negotiate the price with them, the store that we have, and we make sure to have these in time so that we can wear them, because it's usually pretty cold when we go to Berlin. So this was at the airport, and everyone was ready to go and jump on an airplane. The next picture to the right, this is at the Schneider site. So Archana, I think you went to the Schneider site as well, right?
Yeah, when I was in GEM, yeah.
Yeah, this
And
is an
CEA
amazing
as well.
site. Yeah?
CEA as well, Snyder and CEA, both the
Yes.
sites. Yeah.
Exactly. And the Schneider site is really unique in the world, and especially around Europe, because it's one of the most ecological sites that exists. They use it kind of as a showroom for their own, connectivity, IoT management of, both the lights, the temperatures and things like that, obviously for management of energy conservation. So it's a beautiful site, really stunning from the inside and the outside. All the technology that they've used to be able to manage that. They also integrate alternative power sources like the rivers that run underneath, so geothermal. They have wind turbines, they have solar. So anyway, it was just a fabulous visit, and you can see the backdrop. So this is our backyard. And in the house, so we could talk about our backyard. And you can see this is the Schneider visit to the right there. So that's the head of sustainability who was talking to us about their numbers and how they got there and what their strategy is. And on the left side, sorry about that, I'm not jumping around again, because speaking of, we have energy conservation, so my lights just went out, not moving enough. So on the left side, you have a classroom. So I was talking about our labs, and this is our design thinking lab. So this was a class around design thinking that was led by José Gauche, one of our teachers. She's from the Netherlands. So very interactive, and it's design thinking, but set into physical spaces. This is in the first week. We did a rowing challenge. This was all around leadership, actually. So we have a river, so we might as well use it. We've got mountains, we've got rivers, and it was fabulous. So everyone went out on the boat, and it's amazing how challenging it is to get a rowing team together when you don't actually know what you're doing and you're trying to lead teams and everyone's rowing in the wrong direction, and we can all see the analogy. So that's that. And then on the right side, this is another way we talk about our engagement in the beginning of the program is we have a bit of Lego serious play. So that's a very fun and interactive module that we run here at GEM because we love serious games. So this is part of the way that we have our experiential and applied learning. So that was great. We also had our diversity fresco, which is another way we kind of learn about our biases. So that was an enjoyable workshop that I led with the students in the beginning, again, to get to know each other and kind of break down those barriers from the beginning. And then on the right, so we're back in the lab, and we were talking about critical thinking and critical analysis, kind of in the beginning of our MBA, how to break out of those bubbles and ask the right questions and not take everything at face value or for granted, and to really question. And that's really the mindset that you need as an MBA through all of your classes. I think you would agree with me on that one, Archana.
Yeah. So we also had the similar kind of experience.
Yeah, exactly. And every year I kind of play with it a little bit, try and adapt it, make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging. So see what I do next year. So we always take a serious photo and we always take a not so serious photo. So this is us in front of the school. It's a beautiful campus, a nice sized campus, a human sized campus, which is very nice. We have 2 building sites, and we also have another campus in Paris. So some of the groups go up there for the specialization. If they're doing luxury, it kind of makes sense, right?
All right, well, thank you. So you can, where to find more information. So we have quite a bit of information on our website. For our global full-time MBA, we have international recruitment officers around the world who are happy to answer any specific questions you may have as well. So please take a look on the website, and their contact information can be found there. If you have questions about our executive MBA, our tech executive MBA, please reach out to Chandra or admissions team directly. And with that, we want to thank you and open it up to Q&A. So please feel free to enter your questions into the chat, or feel free to raise your hand and I will unmute your mic and you can ask your questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my slides here.
And by the way, I was just wondering, because Archana, we talked about your experience as a student, but I'm, you and I, when we met in Berlin, and that was funny, just it was a little bit serendipitous because you said, I really loved the support that the school gave me. And Jenny said, do you have anybody who would like to talk about their experience at GEM and how the school supported them? So perhaps that's also something you can share about your experience at GEM and the school support, maybe.
Yeah, so if you're looking for support, please try to reach out without any hesitation. There are people to guide you. Maybe I think I reached out to Coity regarding my visa status, because when I was moving from France to Germany, there was more of chaos regarding the visa, but school helped me out to understand. There are a lot of connections they try to give you to connect with the people who are being placed in different countries. And in terms of to check your resumes, or if you're trying to had good points in your resume, cover letter, there is like a lot of people who will guide you. For me, it was Virginia. So she was there are sessions where we will try to have during your course, where they try to help you how to build your resume to look even more professional, and how it has to overcome the ATS. So which is on more on AI, how it has to enter into that particular people who are looking for your resume. And the next thing is on your LinkedIn optimization. How do you try to optimize your LinkedIn so that people try to get to know what actually you're capable and your skill sets are? So don't be hesitant. So for me, whenever, and it is like, if you have any questions, just go directly reach out. It would be even silly or anything which you feel like, no, you should not ask. First, try to go ask, and there will be people who will be helping me out to you. And Chandra also, like, and Andrea, who was always helped me during my exams. I had my visa appointment, everything was fixed accordingly. So college has great support during your courses. Yeah.
Thanks. And it's true that there, for example, you were talking about the Career Center, and that's actually really important. So Virginie, she keeps touch with people. I mean, the thing too about the size of the school is that it's big enough to have variety, but at the same time, it's small enough to maintain connections, and everyone's important. And so Virginie, so she runs the career services now, and she was kind of well, she runs more than the career services, right, Sandrine? What is the name of the global student services?
Student services. Yes, exactly.
Right. So, and she's moved up to that, but she still takes the time to work with the MBA specifically on their resumes. And for example, I meet with my students now at the end of the first semester individually, every single one of them, to talk about how's it been going, what are your career opportunities, what are you thinking, etc. So we have time, and at that time, yeah, some people say, I don't know what to do, and can you look at my CV, or can you help me with this, or do you know anyone in that, or I'm conflicted, or I had these expectations. And so we talk about those things. So it's really, really hands-on. If I had 300 students, I couldn't do that. For sure. But someone definitely, we make touch points. Virginie also organizes some amazing sessions that are just optional. So they're not mandatory, but they're optional. We have things like, and I'm just looking at the schedule from this year, we had career kickoff and personal pitch. So understanding how to pitch yourself, your CV and LinkedIn profile. We did a session with Process Com, which is personality profile, where we had a professional come in, give the profile, and then also give feedback. We talk about specific careers, like, for example, careers in finance, careers in consulting, careers in et cetera, et cetera. Let me see, we do, yes, preparing for assessment centers for consulting companies, for example. We did, let me see, programs, mock interviews, job preparation before the giant career fair that we have, where we have like 100 companies come in on site. So we prep you for that. So we have these kind of things, throughout the year to help support you, as well as, of course, talking, like you said, Sandrine, about, visa issues, the healthcare issues, just getting the basic day-to-day. So I just wanted to make sure that that was in there at some point, because Virginie couldn't be with us today to talk a little bit about career services, but she's so dedicated, and we absolutely adore her. She helps students get connected with the right internship and the right company all the time. So.
All right, Shana, you talked about this a little bit just now, but we have a question in the chat here. Says, can you describe a typical weekly schedule for global MBA students, especially the daily starts and end times? I think
I
you
don't know.
end.
I don't know if I should answer this or if Archana can answer this as well.
Yeah.
What do you think like a daily schedule is, or a weekly schedule maybe?
Yes. So as we mentioned, the course is going to be intense. We have almost 28 subjects to be covered in 10 months. So the weekly classes now, before when I was there, it was from 9 to 4:30. So 3 hours of session. So it is 3 plus 3 and 3, 6 hours of like 9 hours a day. We used to have the class split from 9 to 10:15 and a short break. And again from 12:15, we used to have a lunch break and again 2 sessions of classes. So first semester, it's going to be a lot of subjects to be covered. That is from September to December. There are like classes on full stretch from Monday to Friday. So after the second semester, when your specialization week starts, there you could get time where there are certain days where there are no classes in the morning or afternoon. So the schedule is all dependent on how you try to manage. So try to be prepared when you're doing your MBA. The same thing you have to manage when you get into any company. Make sure you manage your time accordingly so that you can best fit that.
Yeah, and never put off dates. I was telling the current group, they were saying, oh, can we just put off the date? And I said, you don't want to do that, because it will just keep piling up, just like any project that you might have at work. The best thing to do is trying to get through it. So time management is a huge aspect of the program. And for sure, when you have these half days free, in the beginning, when you see that, you say, oh, great, what am I going to do with my free time, right? And Archana will tell you,
yeah.
No, you think it's free.
It's not.
It's not. You have work to do. You have your assignments.
Assignments, presentations, or the reports we have to do. So it is intense, but you will when the course is getting over, you will feel that you're missing that part.
Yeah, it's true. The rhythm,
It's
you get
true.
used to this. It's not just the rhythm, but it's the barrage of learning seriously. Because like I say, I did it, right? I understand. I can. It's this barrage of learning where you're so used to learning something amazing all the time and being challenged and really thinking analytically, that when it all stops and you go to a company, you're like, oh, well, this is boring.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So you do kind of want that continuing education and that challenge. But in the beginning, it is a habit to pick up as far as organizing your time and understanding how to make sure to keep on the ball, either with your pre-reading for your classes or the assignments or your group work. As you said, it's really important to do that. And we've adapted the program now so that we do block teaching. So that way you can focus on one subject at a time. So I'm sorry, Achana, I think with you, it wasn't quite exactly the same. But the block teaching is something that we've been moving towards so that you can try to focus on one subject. Maybe you're still working on the homework from another, but you don't have 14 different things and 5 assignments at the same time. So it's important. Nice. Yeah, it's a nice way to do it. You can focus and deep dive on one subject, but you still have time off.
Yeah, and the Moodle, which is our learning platform, you could find everything aligned perfectly over there. So you can rely on that to manage which particular classes, what do you want to pre-prepare, and the assignment submission. Everything was handled very well.
Yeah, and that's important too. Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting. Like I say, you do have breaks. You do have you have your December holidays. You have like usually a week, I think, in the fall at some point. You have I think a break around April for ski week. Not everybody takes advantage of it, but I make sure that you have that free so that if you wanted to take advantage of the giant ski week with all the other universities that are going up to the mountains for a week, that you can actually do that. Skiing here is so close by. I actually took the students this year to the snow, and we did that for a half day. Not skiing, but something a little bit similar. So if you look at my LinkedIn, you can kind of go through a lot of the different photos of what we've done. So if you're curious about what we've done and you just want to see photos of it, you can quickly browse through my LinkedIn or Ginny's LinkedIn, because she also, shares or comments on all of the activities that we do. And so it's very, very experiential between the company visits, the cultural things we do, but all of that, we have to create a support system, I think, and that's important. Like we were saying, that we have a curriculum that's very intense, and to get through that, I'm here, Sandrine is here, Virginie is here, Andrea, the coordinator, is here, and we also have a deputy manager for the MBA now coming on as well. So, we have a whole team and services to support you through the MBA experience. You have a tutor for your thesis. I'm your tutor for your professional experience in general. So that's we're definitely here for you. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about.
Yeah, I think it could be nice to backtrack for a second.
Sure.
And maybe, Sandrine, you can say, imagine what does a candidate go through? Imagine they get their MBA acceptance letter, and explain maybe that process from there until they arrive at our doors. What are some tips for them?
Okay. Oh, can we go back to that first screen? Maybe like when you have all the different, the flyers and all the different brochures and everything that we send out, that might help to visualize.
Sure. Yes, when you receive your acceptance letter, the first thing to do is to, if you need a visa, is to make sure you get a visa, a student visa. So we will reach out to you as soon as you're accepted and you pay your deposit. We will send you bi-weekly newsletters. And the first newsletter is about immigration, mostly, and finding a place to rent, because it goes together. You will be asked to have an accommodation, and it's hard to find one from abroad. So that's why we work with a platform that is called Studapart, and it's only student-friendly offers. So we will guide you through the search for accommodation, tell you where it's best to look for an apartment, because you need to be close to the school. You need to be downtown, ideally. What do you think, Ashana?
Yes,
would you
I used
agree?
to live, I used to live just 10 minutes away from the college. I used to walk to the college. So you make sure you have the apartment which is close by, because it is going to help you while commuting every day to the college, because the classes start sharp at 9.
Yes, and one thing that is specific to Grenoble, and it's a mid-sized city, so you can walk everywhere. And we have sidewalk, which can be, sometimes it's surprising. In some country, you can't walk downtown, but here in Grenoble, you can really walk through the whole city.
The beautiful views of the city when you try to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. And there's so much, we also have the bike pass, and this is the most bike-friendly city in Grenoble. And you can rent a bike for the year. It's super not expensive, and that's amazing. Of course, you can always get a bus pass or something like that, which is also convenient. But in general, if you're in the center of town, you can walk anywhere within 20 minutes. It's pretty nice size, which is why I say it's kind of livable if you're going to come in for a full-time program. It's just enough to really explore and have fun for the 10 months or the year and a half. But you don't get lost. You don't feel you don't feel like, oh my God, where am I? And I took the tram the wrong way, and oh, now what do I do? It's really, it's quite friendly, but there's great transportation. We're the most also handicap friendly city, because we are quite flat, and because we do have an amazing transportation system. So you can get around by bus, by tram, by bike, on foot. So it's really hugely accessible. Even if you want to go skiing, you can get there by bus. So it's amazing.
Exactly. So if I go back to what you have to do is, first of all, it's immigration, visa, accommodation, and then you can think about insurance. So we will explain which insurances are mandatory and which one we are recommending. And after that, you can really think about French languages. You can prepare yourself to speak French because even if Grenoble is an international city, it's the second city where you can find English, the more English speakers in France after Paris. But if you go to the store, if you rent an apartment, you talk to your landlord, you go to the French administration, you better know a little bit of French. So what we say is first, learn to say bonjour, merci, au revoir. Those are the three main words you need to know, because after that, if you say bonjour, I don't speak French, do you speak English? Then you open doors. So yeah, immigration, accommodation, insurance, French culture. And then after we go through all the administrative steps that are boring, don't worry, we are here to make it a little bit fun, hopefully. And then after we welcome you in Grenoble, we're ready to have you on board.
And yeah, and actually that week, the first week, so we actually have, we say the induction week. The induction week is about exploring our relationships, exploring the program. So getting to know the city, getting to know each other, getting to know the program. And before that, there's actually a pre-induction. I mean, and here we offer like a free, intensive, quick French classes, because you have French included in your program as well, which is an option, but it is free and it is included every week on Monday afternoon usually. But, Sandrine, you normally have this pre-induction week, which is an amazing benefit because you talk about, like, it's not just French class, right?
No, it's about, we talk about a lot of things. We talk about sustainability because, as you said, the school is really committed for a better world.
Yeah.
So we talk about that. It's important to know each other. I think the community feeling, this is really the key to get integrated and to have a better experience, an enriched experience. Really, this is the key. So these first days are important to know each other, to feel welcome in the school, to talk to some French students too. They are usually younger. The students we have they are in a student association, but it's good to see how they behave differently from you because each culture is different. And we organize sports, apéro in bars, so you can know each other. We organize city tours and a lot of activities, actually. It's very busy.
Yeah. Did you participate in that, Archana? When you first came, did you participate in the pre-induction week when they had like French class and everything?
Yeah, we actually went to the Bastille also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and you meet other people who may not be in your MBA cohort, which is really nice, from different countries, including France, but including France, which is nice. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think this part of the induction is really, if you can come to it, it's not obligatory, but it is a nice benefit to get to know other people and, that you may run into in the hallways or things like that. I mean, we do have a dedicated MBA classroom, which is unique to all the other programs that we have here at GEM. We have our own dedicated classroom. We have our own breakout room. So we have 2 rooms that are dedicated to MBA. You can't tell anybody else because they'll all be jealous and upset, but we do have our own space where you can work late, you can work in groups, things like that. So we do have nice benefits specifically for the MBA. But here, even in the beginning of the French class now, we're starting to integrate mixing the MBA with some of the other Programme Grande École, which comes internationally. And so we're mixing the students here as well. So these are master's students who are coming almost like on an exchange or doing their program here, but they're coming from elsewhere and they need to learn French as well. So we divide you up by your level of French. We have a French test in the induction week, and we want to know, what's your level so that we can put you with people who are similar. That means from real beginners, and we hope you do a little bit of studying before you arrive, from real beginners all the way up through people who are like a C1 level, so that you can, practice what you need for your level of French. And so, I think it's a great opportunity, the service. And like I say, these are all free services. So take advantage, like Archana said, take advantage of everything that we have to offer, every networking opportunity, every company visit, every exploratory and cultural activity that we provide, and you're guaranteed to have an amazing time.
Great. Well, thank you. With that, I think we will close off. If there's no other questions, I want to thank Archana so much for joining us and sharing your experience. And you gave some really good tips for future MBA students. And Sandrine, it's so nice to hear of all the work you're doing to welcome these students and help ease the process of going to study abroad, in a new country. Not necessarily, there's a lot of French in our programs as well, but at any rate, there's a lot to do when you move to a new city, in addition to your studies. And so it's nice to hear all of the support that you're providing. Thank you.
And I want to thank Archana again also and congratulate her because she has a new job in the US. She'll be moving with her fiance to San Francisco. So I'm jealous because I'd like to go back home sometimes too. But I'm just absolutely delighted that you have another spot and another destination in your adventure. So congratulations on all your life and professional adventures.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Great. And thank you so much, Sandrine. Thank you, Ginny, for hosting. And open to questions and hope to hear from you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Act